you're going to think for the entire Europe, the entire Asia. Now you're not only thinking about Uganda, whereby if it is raining, we can do this. You're thinking for the world.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. I'm sure that those who are present right now, you are hearing me. If yes, you can thumb up using your app and see if we can proceed. So I see many of you, they agree that they are hearing me right now. So esteemed ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, you are welcome to this webinar. My name is Hakuzimana Paul. I am student at University of Rwanda, College of Agriculture, Animal Science and Veterinary Medicine, and the former president of Rwanda Crop Science Student Association.
Today, we are going to delve into the strategies for achieving balance, the impactful initiatives, and with the association and their advice for inspiring climate advocates who seek to make a difference on the world.
My presentation is going to base on drought resilience as the topic of today.
Land restoration is the process of rehabilitating degraded or damaged land to a productive and sustainable state.
Thank you for organizing this webinar. I'm very happy that you are make it. Then for today, as we celebrated the World Environment Day, very big congratulations to Crop Science Association for.
Congratulations to the people who have organized this important celebration of the World Environmental Day.
Environmental Day is improvement. Thank you. Wonderful session, ma'am. Thank you. Good information. Excellent information. Outstanding, ma'am. Wonderful.
So what we can do to prevent desert and to restore our land is that it promotes sustainable agriculture practices such as regenerative agriculture and conservation agriculture.
Context highlights the urgent need to combat land degradation and drought and desertification.
I have recently saw that 12 million hectares of land capable of producing 20 million tons of grains are lost each year globally.
These things also change patterns in the weather events you get, because you realize everyone's like, let us plant trees, plant trees, but trees were not going to take us anywhere. There is a point whereby trees would not help us, you get, but we had to embark on how we have to conserve our environment.
And we managed to restore about 5 hectares of land, and we are hoping to do even more to make sure that the communities are more empowered. We trained the communities, we gave them the seedlings, we planted trees together. So to me, that project signifies that we are doing something great, and there is still more that is needed to be done.
Thank you, and hello from Cape Town, South Africa. And thank you for the opportunity to be part of Rwanda Youth today. I really enjoyed the session. Thank you very much.
I think people come from maybe South Africa, from Uganda, from Kenya.
World Environment Day 2024, a day designed to pondering over the beauty of our planet, a urgent of challenge it faces. and the collective action need to secure and agree the sustainable future. Our term of this year, as you know, is restoring nature, rebuilding hope, and your mission to the world that led been infected our environment. So today we are going to have two panel. We have a panel of Euphred advocacy, and we have the panel of the expert in this field of environment. So let me give a welcome to Rwanda Crop Science Student Association current president is Munyemana Jean-Pierre, and he is going to introduce what we are going to talk about, and he will introduce our first panel. Munyemana Jean-Pierre, if you are hearing me, it's your time, and you are welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much, Paul, to give me this time to moderate this webinar. So, by the beginning, is ask you if you are hearing where you are hearing where you can just turn up your images so that I can continue or dive into more in our webinar. Allow me to continue if you are hearing me well. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, as you are mentioned above, I am Jean-Pierre Munyemana, and I am current president of Rwanda Crop Science Student Association. So on behalf of the entire association, I am thrilled to welcome each of you to this webinar today. So we are gathered here to celebrate World Environment Day 2024, a day dedicated to raising awareness and promoting action for the protection of our environment. World Environment Day, celebrated annually on June 5th, just as the United Nations principal vehicle for encouraging worldwide awareness and action for the environment. So since its inception in 1974, it has grown to become a global platform for public outreach with participation from over 150 countries and worldwide. So each year, World Environment Day focuses on specific environmental themes to highlight and address pressing issues which we are facing in our community. So the theme of that World Environmental Day, this 2024, is land restoration, desertification prevention, and drought resilience. This theme underscores the urgent need to restore degraded lands, prevent desertifications, and build resilience against droughts. So as we face the growing impacts of climate change, these issues have become more critical than ever. So it is crucial to address those challenges where by restoring the degraded land is essential for improving biodiversity, enhancing ecosystem services, and supporting sustainable agriculture. This one, it involves rehabilitating ecosystems that have been damaged by human activity and natural processes. So furthermore, desertification affects millions of people worldwide, leading to loss of arable land, reduced of food production, and increased poverty. By preventing desertification, it is crucial for maintaining healthy ecosystems and ensuring food security. So, last but not least, with climate change causing more frequent and severe droughts, building resilience is vital, which is including implementing sustainable water management practices, improving soil health, and adopting drought resilient crops. So in the line with this global theme, our focus today, or our theme today, is empowering youth in agriculture for land restoration, desertification prevention, and drought resilience as well. So young people are the driving force behind innovative solutions and sustainable practices. So to empower youth in agriculture, we can foster a new generation of leaders committed to restoring our lands and building a brighter, resilient future. So today's webinar will feature two insightful panel discussions. Our first panel will be Youth Leaders in Action, where we will be spotlight inspiring young leaders who are making significant strides in agricultural practices and environmental conservation. And second panel will be experts in climate advocacy, where we are going to hear from leaders who are at the forefront of climate advocacy, working tirelessly to raise awareness and implement solutions. So as we celebrate this World Environment Day 2024, let us remember that each one of us has a lot to play in protecting our environment. So whether it's through small daily actions or large-scale initiatives, our collective efforts can lead to meaningful change. So today, we have the opportunity to learn from experts and the youth leaders and exchanging ideas and inspire one another to take action for a sustainable future, or on a brighter future for all for generations to come. So overall, thank you all for joining us today. Let's embark on this journey together and make a positive impact on our environment. So I think you are ready to dive in and learn how we can empower youth in agriculture to achieve land restorations. If you are ready, let's dive in to our first panel where we are going to hear from the youth leaders in actions. I think they are here in this room. If I am late, they can just stand up. Okay. Brigitte. Yeah, okay, I got you. Gloria, where are you? Gloria, Kevin, where are you? If you are here, okay, Gloria, I got you. Wow. Let's start from our first panel. So it is a fantastic, our first panel focus on the inspiring actions for young readers. These bright minds are taking a proactive approach to environmental issues and demonstrating the power of youth engagement. So, first up is Wingene Brigitte, a student at the University of Rwanda's College of Agriculture and Veterinary Medicine. So, on the top of the studies, Brigitte is a passionate climate advocate and serves as the communication manager at the association. And in our exploration of youth engagement in climate advocacy, we turn our attention to the association, a dynamic platform that empowers young individuals to make meaningful contributions to environmental causes. Within this context, we encounter passionate students who balance their academic pursuit with their fervent advocacy for climate actions. So as they navigate the intersection of academia and activism, their experiences offer valuable insights into the core challenges and opportunities faced by young climate advocates. Today, we are going to delve into their strategies for achieving balance, their impactful initiatives, and with the association and their advice for inspiring climate advocates who seek to make a difference on the world. So, Brigitte, this question goes to you. As a student and climate advocate, how do you balance your academic responsibilities with your advocacy work? That is the first question. The second question is, what advice would you give to other young people who are passionate about climate advocacy but unsure where to start? So, based on your own experience and insights gained through your involvement with the association, just advise him. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. As they mentioned, my name is Ungene Brigitte, and I'm the College of Agriculture, Animal Science, and Veterinary Medicine. And I would like to know if you guys are hearing me well. You can thumbs up if you're hearing me well. Very good. Yes, by continuing, I am currently the communication manager at Rwanda Crop Science Student Association. And as our moderator said, I am also a climate advocate. And my presentation is going to base on drought resilience as the topic of today. It also includes that part. Yes. First and foremost, let's get some insight on how drought resilience and what drought resilience is initially. Firstly, drought resilience is the ability of a system to withstand and recover from impact of droughts. And we know that droughts in the previous years was the issue that was really hard to get in, not only on farmers but also in the country as well. And they have just developed different strategies on how to fight that hazard, which was drought, and they brought about drought resilience. Drought resilience has different that helps to maintain the land and contribute to the environment protection as well. And among the strategies we have, firstly, we have managing water resources efficiently. And we mostly both knows that water is the best and a very fundamental asset that we already need, not only in agriculture but also in daily life. Without water, nothing can just still goes on. Water holds the large role in life. Firstly, we know that we use water in different assets, and managing water could be the best aspect and is among the best and precise strategies taken into account to attain drought resilience. Secondly, we just have to adapt to changing climate. And about adapting to changing climate, there are different activities that includes there, like planting different trees in different regions that could help us to adapt to climate changes. We both know that climate changes is just developing from generation to generations. Where we was tomorrow is not where we are today, and maybe it's not where we will be tomorrow. But if we work together to just protect and maintain our environment, that will be crucial and will help us just to have to adapt to changing climate, and the environment will be sustained as well. Not only drought resilience has strategies, it has also approaches, and those approaches are of importance. Some of the approaches we have like water conservation. We both know that our government mostly talks about water conservation, different strategies we could use to conserve water and so forth. That's why water water conservation is the best and a very powerful aspect or approach that is used in a drought resilience. And not only water conservation, but also we could have improved infrastructure. We know that where we have improved infrastructures, different activities are done there, and those activities most of them contribute to drought resilience. Like when we have like a bridge that joins different places. Between those places, there could be like a lake or a river. That's place. Those place that surrounds that river could be, there could be some activities that could be done there to just protect and provide better health to our environment. And we could not reach to those different places without having that bridge that joins those places together. And that's why we have to develop our infrastructures for us just to make sure that our environment will be developed and will be maintained well, as we have the access to reach to them. Yes. And there we have also some different examples that could show different, like that could show that drought resilience is somehow successful. First of them are water audit and conservation campaigns. That activity could just contribute to environment protection, as most of the environments, when the environment have valued life, that's where we say that our environment is sustained. And when environment is sustained, the life goes on in just free movement as well. That's why we have to protect our environment. And I'm mostly basing on water just because water is just crucial and it's important in every life aspect. Our environment mostly based on water to survive. Without water, there could be somehow that drought which we don't want to exist in our environment, and we could fight that drought by using just water conservation practices, by maintaining water, just because water is one that eliminates drought freely. And they just asked me which advice I could give to those youth who are just who are advocates and they don't know where to start exactly. The first advice for them is that they could learn from themselves. You can just ask yourself, why should they learn from themselves? They have much and they know more than what we think that they know. And that is the best thing they should know. They should believe in themselves. They have the ability to do that. And what makes them to just think that they know nothing is just they have fear. They have fear in themselves. They just could believe in themselves and learn from themselves. They should learn from starting from what they see, what they think, and what they think could be better for the environment, and go on in that momentum that could help them. The second advice could be just engaging in different activities that could help them to know how environment works. Once they know how environment works, they could just be free to maintain the environment. They could just think outside the box and, oh, this is great. I know this, I know how to do this, and I can, and they just can start to implement what they know by knowing some information related to the environment. And what the last one is they should just take note of the information to be always informed about what goes on. That is the crucial advice, because without information you can know where the world is forward to. But when you have information, when you know this thing is going on, this is going on. In the previous day we was in this. In the upcoming periods we are going to enter into this situation. There you could just sit and say, oh, I have this ability, I know this, I know that, why not can't I try? And just after that you could just feel free to do and to just implement your thoughts and develop them into very impactful activities to the environment. I think that could help. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much, Brigitte. I hope everyone in this room gained from you those advices you said. I like the advice which is to have information is the best. So thank you so much so that we can continue to the next speaker, who is Gloria. Gloria, are you here? Okay. Thank you so much. So that we are well. So in our examination of youth leadership in climate activism, so we direct our focus on the hub or the association which is focused on innovation and advocacy in environmental conservation. Within this vibrant community and passionate individuals, we assume that the Lord as a climate activist and membership, and we are their membership engagement officers. So driven by a profound sense of purpose and commitment to affecting positive change, new motivations and strategies and insights offering valuable perspectives on or the power of the grassroots you just initiate with like mobilizing the in and addressing the environmental challenges. So today, let me delve into the driving forces behind the behind like behind your activism and the impactful initiatives. What spread ahead within the that organizations and the strategies for galvanizing young climate activists to action. So, Gloria, I was wondering, what motivates you in order to take action or to be a climate activist? So that's the first question. Second question, how can young climate activists effectively mobilize their peers and community to take meaningful action against environmental challenges and just addressing upon their own experiences and insights gained through their involvement in the organization they incumbent in. Thank you so much, Gloria. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm here by the name of Francisco Gloria and Membership Engagement Office at Rwanda Crop Science Student Association. So today I concern about desertification prevention. So let me start by some motivation that helped me to become a climate activist and membership engagement office at Rwanda Crop Science Student Association. Firstly, becoming climate activist and membership engagement office is a significant decision that requires a deep sense of motivation and commitment. So, there are different factors that motivate me to become climate activist and membership engagement office. Firstly is passion for environmental conservation. Many people are driven to become climate activists due to their passion for protecting the environment. Secondly is desire for positive change. Climate activists are often motivated by desire to create a positive change in the world. They believe that by raising awareness about environmental issues, advocating for sustainable practices, and influencing policy decisions, they can contribute to building a more sustainable future for all. Thirdly is a sense of responsibility. Some individuals feel a sense of responsibility toward future generations and the planet as a whole. Fourthly is community engagement. As membership engagement offers, the motivation may stem from a desire to engage with communities, build relationships, and mobilize collection action. Fifthly is impact and influence. So being actively involved in climate activism and membership engagement allows individuals to have a tangible impact on society. So as I said, I'm concerned about desertification prevention. First of all, we can ask, what is the meaning of desert? As we know, desert is a region that is arid due to little rainfall, supporting sparse vegetation or no one at all. There is some different causes of desert. Both humans and natural activities can cause desert. We have deforestations, poor agricultural practices, overexploitation of natural resources, climate change, urbanization, erosion, and population pressure. So there are many methods that we use to effectively mobilize peers and communities in the prevention of desert. Number one is education and awareness. Here we can provide the education and knowledge about how can prevent desert to the communities and where we live. Number two is empower individuals with the knowledge and the tools they need to take action, advocate environmental policies. Number three is a collaboration. Work collectively with other organizations, community leaders, stakeholders to follow the regulations about the prevention of desert. Number four is youth engagement. About youth engagement, we have to harness energy and enthusiasm of young people by actively involving them in decision makings about desertification prevention. Number five is celebration of success. Celebrate the success and milestone along the way to keep momentum going and inspire others to join the campaigns, whether it's planting certain number of trees, reducing carbon emission, recognize and celebrate achievement to motivate the young people in prevention of desert. So by implementing these strategies and drawing upon my experience with Rwanda Crop Science Student Association, young climate activists can mobilize their peer and communities to take meaningful action against environmental challenges and foster a culture of environmental stewardship. So also, we have the strategies of preventing desertification in our country and in the world. Number one, we have planting more trees. So as we know, trees play a crucial role in holding soil together with their roots, reducing soil erosion caused by wind and rain, by promoting afforestation and reforestation effort. The vegetation cover can be restored. The second one is improving soil quality. Here we have to encourage practice that enhance soil quality, such as reducing overgrazing, promoting sustainable agriculture, can help maintain the fertility of the soil. The third one is water management. Here, the efficient water management is essential in arid region to sustain agricultural activities and prevent land degradation. The fourth one is community involvement. Engaging local communities in land management decisions, providing education on sustainable practice, and empowering them to take the ownership of the natural resources. The fifth one is climate change mitigation. Here we have to address the root cause of climate change through reducing greenhouse gases emission can help mitigate its impact on ecosystem and reduce the severity of desertification. So let's conclude by saying that today on World Environmental Day, we have to know that there is many different causes that affect environment. The life goes on in just free movement as well. That's why we have to protect our environment. And I'm mostly basing on water just because water is just crucial and it's important in every life aspect. Our environment mostly based on water to survive. Without water, there could be somehow that drought which we don't want to exist in our environment, and we could fight that drought by using just water conservation practices, by maintaining water, just because water is one that eliminates drought freely. And they just asked me which advice I could give to those youth who are just who are advocates and they don't know where to start exactly. The first advice for them is that they could learn from themselves. You can just ask yourself, why should they learn from themselves? They have much and they know more than what we think that they know, and that is the best thing they should know. They should believe in themselves. They have the ability to do that, and what makes them to just think that they know nothing is just they have fear. They have fear in themselves. They just could believe in themselves and learn from themselves. They should learn from starting from what they see, what they think, and what they think could be better for the environment, and go on in that momentum that could help them. The second advice could be just engaging in different activities that could help them to know how environment works. Once they know how environment works, they could just be free to maintain the environment. They could just think outside the box and oh, this is great. I know this, I know how to do this, and they just can start to implement what they know by knowing some information related to the environment. And what the last one is they should just take note of the information to be always informed about what goes on. That is the crucial advice because without information you can know where the word is forward to. But when you have information, when you know this thing is going on. In the previous day, we was in this. In the upcoming periods, we are going to enter into this situation. There, you could just sit and say, oh, I have this ability. I know this. I know that. Why not can't I try? And just after that, you could just feel free to do and to just implement your thoughts and develop them into very impactful activities to the environment. I think that could help. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much, Brigitte. I hope everyone in this room gained from you those advices you said. I like the advice which is to have information is the best. So thank you so much so that we can continue to the next speaker, who is Gloria. Gloria, are you here? Okay. Thank you so much. So that we are well. So in our examination of youth leadership in climate activism, so we direct our focus on the hub or the association which is focused on innovation and advocacy in environmental conservation. Within this vibrant community and passionate individuals, we assume that the role as a climate activists and membership, and we are their membership engagement officers. So driven by a profound sense of purpose and commitment to affecting positive change, new motivations and strategies and insights offering valuable perspectives on or the power of the grassroots you just initiate with like mobilizing the in and addressing the environmental challenges. So today, let we delve into the driving forces behind the active behind behind your activism and the impactful initiatives, what spread ahead within the that organizations and the strategies for galvanizing young climate activists to action. So, Gloria, I was wondering, what motivates you in order to take action or to be a climate activist? So that's the first question. Second question, how can young climate activists effectively mobilize their peers and the community to take meaningful action against environmental challenges and just addressing upon their own experiences and insights gained through their involvement in the organization they incumbent in. Thank you so much, Gloria. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you so much. Jean-Pierre Munyemana, the president of Rwanda Crop Science Student Association in the University of Rwanda. I'm here by the name of Association Gloria and Membership Engagement Office at Rwanda Crop Science Student Association. So today I concern about desertification prevention. So let me start by some motivation that helped me to become a climate activist and membership engagement office at Rwanda Crop Science Student Association. Firstly, becoming climate activist and membership engagement office is a significant decision that requires a deep sense of motivation and commitment. So, there are different factors that motivate me to become climate activist and membership engagement office. Firstly is passion for environmental conservation. Many people are driven to become climate activists due to their passion for protecting the environment. Secondly is desire for positive change. Climate activists are often motivated by desire to create a positive change in the world. They believe that by raising awareness about environmental issues, advocating for sustainable practices, and influencing policy decisions, they can contribute to building a more sustainable future for all. Thirdly, is a sense of responsibility. Some individuals feel a sense of responsibility toward future generations and the planet as a whole. Fourthly is community engagement. As membership engagement office, the motivation may stem from a desire to engage with communities, build relationships, and mobilize collection action. Fifthly is impact and influence. So being actively involved in climate activism and membership engagement allows individuals to have a tangible impact on society. So as I said, I'm concerned about desertification prevention. First of all, we can ask, what is the meaning of desert? As we know, desert is a region that is arid
due to little rainfall, supporting sparse vegetation, or no one at all. There is some different causes of desert. Both humans and natural activities can cause desert. We have deforestations, poor agricultural practices, overexploitation of natural resources, climate change, urbanization, erosion, and population pressure. So there are many methods that we use to effectively mobilize peers and communities in the prevention of desert. Number one is education and awareness. Here we can provide the education and knowledge about how can prevent desert to the communities and where we live. Number two is empower individuals with the knowledge and the tools they need to take action, advocate environmental policies. Number three is a collaboration. Work collectively with other organization, community leaders, stakeholders to follow the regulations about the prevention of desert. Number four is youth engagement. About youth engagement, we have to harness energy and enthusiasm of young people by actively involving them in decision makings about desertification prevention. Number five is celebration of success. Celebrate the success and milestone along the way to keep momentum going and inspire others to join the campaigns, whether it's planting certain number of trees, reducing carbon emission, recognize and celebrate achievement to motivate the young people in prevention of desert. So by implementing these strategies and drawing upon my experience with Rwanda Crop Science Student Association, young climate activists can mobilize their peer and communities to take meaningful action against environmental challenges and foster a culture of environmental stewardship. So also, we have the strategies of preventing desertification in our country and in what? Number one, we have planting more trees. So as we know, trees play a crucial role in holding soil together with their roots, reducing soil erosion caused by wind and rain, by promoting afforestation and reforestation effort. The vegetation cover can be restored. The second one is improving soil quality. Here we have to encourage practice that enhance soil quality, such as reducing overgrazing, promoting sustainable agriculture, can help maintain the fertility of the soil. The third one is water management. Here, the efficient water management is essential in arid region to sustain agricultural activities and prevent land degradation. The fourth one is community involvement. Engaging local communities in land management decisions, providing education on sustainable practice, and empowering them to take the ownership of the natural resources. The fifth one is climate change mitigation. Here we have to address the root cause of climate change through reducing greenhouse gases emission, can help mitigate its impact on ecosystem and reduce the severity of desertification. So let's conclude by saying that today on World Environmental Day, we have to know that there is many different causes that affect environment, and we take the strategies of preventing them. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much, Gloria. Thank you for your insight as youth in action. Allow me to remind someone who joined lately, who joined just we started. We are just hearing from youth leaders who are just trying to take action or to address those climate change impacts or to combat those ones. So thank you so much for two speakers ahead, and allow me to continue to the last speaker from the this panel from the youth leaders in action. So the last speaker, but not least, is Amani Kevin, who is an environmental economist and the treasurer at the Uganda Propsia Student Associations. So Kevin's expertise bridges the gap between environmental issues and economic solutions. So in our exploration for, but before continue, just allow me to continue to a hearing more. Just stamp your emoji so that I can continue. Okay, thank you so much. I was saying that in our exploration for the intricate interplay between environmental conservation and economic prosperity, we turn our attention to the pivotal role of environmental economists in shaping sustainable development agendas. So, for these experts navigate the intersection of environmental issues and economic solutions, advocating for policies that balance ecological integrity with economic viability as well. And within the context of agriculture and environmental stewardship, their insights offer valuable perspectives on harnessing economic tools to drive positive change. And now, allow me to dive into their perspective on the synergy between environmental conservation and economic development, not only but also economic strategies essential for promoting land restoration, uh, uh, desertification prevention, and drought resilience. Not only also, but also transformative potential for economic principles in advancing environmental sustainability. So, if you are here, Kevin, I can continue. This question goes on. As any environmental economist, how do you see the intersection of environmental issues and economic solutions contributing to sustainable development? That's the first question. Second question, how can young leaders in agriculture leverage economic tools and principles to drive environmental sustainability in their communities? And what more do you envision for economic innovation for fostering culture of environmental stewardship among 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 that new generation or that among the future generations? So thank you so much. Time is yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kevin Amahirwe, and we are going to continue by land restoration. Land restoration is the process of rehabilitating degraded or damaged land to a productive and sustainable state, or it is like giving a natural a makeover, and it involves bringing back the health and functionality of degraded land, such as damaged forests, polluted areas, and so on, by using various activities such as like reforestation, soil conservation, and so on. And we have some causes of land degradation. The first one is deforestation by cutting trees. We have overgrazing in livestocking, and you have agricultural practice. This can damage the land, and urbanization by increasing the population, and mining. And we have some techniques we can use in restoring the land. We have reforestation and afforestation, like by planting trees. We have agroforests. We have soil management by terracing and planting cover crops to prevent erosion and to improve fertility. We have controlled grazing by managing livestock grazing pattern to allow vegetation recover. And the intersection of environmental issues and economic solution is crucial for sustainable development because it allows us to address ecological challenge while promoting economic growth and social well-being. By integrating environmental sustainability into economic planning, we can create a balanced approach that ensures long-term prosperity without depleting natural resources. And we have economic solutions and incentives, sustainable practice through mechanisms such as green taxes and subsidies for renewable energy and investment in sustainable infrastructure. For instance, taxing carbon emission encourage business to reduce their carbon footprint, while subsidies for renewable energy make clean technology more competitive with fossil fuels. Additionally, economic instruments like payment for ecosystem service reward landowners for maintaining and restoring ecosystem, providing a different economic benefit for conservation activities. And this approach helps align economic interest with environmental sustainability, ensuring that development projects do not compromise ecological integrity. And you can ask yourself why we can restore the land. There is some importance of land restoration. We have biodiversity conservation. Restoring land helps to revive habitats for flora and fauna by increasing biodiversity. Have climatic change mitigation. Health ecosystems such as forests and wetlands sequester carbon, helping mitigate climate change. Soil health, restoring improves soil structure, fertility, and water retention, which are vital to agriculture and preventing erosion. And we have water management, restore the landscape, enhance the natural water cycle, improving water quality and availability. And to human well-being, health, land, support livelihood, provide food security, and maintain cultural heritage. And we know as agronomists, we restore the land to ensure food security. And there is some challenge in land restoration, like funding. Restoration projects can be expensive and require sustainable investment. Community involvement, ensuring local communities are involved and benefit from restoration efforts in crucial. Invasive species, controlling non-native species can outcompete native vegetation is more difficult, and climatic change by changing climate patterns can complicate to land restoration. And on the how young leaders in agriculture leverage economic tools and principles we have. In leveraging economic tools and principles, we have entrepreneurship and startup. Encouraging young leaders to develop agriculture startup focused on sustainability can drive innovation. And these startups can introduce new technologies such as precision farming tools and mobile apps for resource management that enhance productivity while conserving resources. The second one is cooperative model. Forming agriculture cooperative can help young farmers pool resource, share knowledge, and gain better access to market. Cooperative can also facilitate bulk purchasing of eco-friendly input and collective investment in sustainable infrastructure. The third one is microfinancing. Young agriculture leader can use microfinance and crowdfunding platform to secure funding for sustainable projects. The financial tool can provide the necessary capital for implementing innovative farming techniques and sustainable practice. And for the role of economic innovation there, we have technology integration. Economic innovation through technology like artificial intelligence for predicting analytics in farming can improve efficiency and sustainability. This technology can help young farmers make informed decisions that optimize resource use and minimize environmental impact. The second one to have policy advocacy. Young reader can engage in policy advocacy to influence the creation of supportive framework for sustainability agriculture by participating in policy dialogues and stakeholder meetings and so on. They can help shape policy that provide economic incentives for sustainability. And the third one, we have educational program. In implementing education program that teach economic principles and environmental sustainability can empower the next generation of the farmers. These programs can be integrated into school curriculums and community training sessions, fostering a culture of environmental stewardship for early age. By the conclusion, we can land restoration is critical component of sustainable development, addressing environmental and economic and social challenge. It requires coordinated effort across the different sectors and scales from local communities to international organizations. By investing in restoration, we can ensure a healthy planet for future generations, improve resilience to climatic change, and promoting sustainable livelihood. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Guys, allow me to give a round of applause to that speaker. Really speaks well. Allow me give her a flowers, please. Give her flowers, or this crown, give the emojis so that we can just close this panel. But before closing, allow me to welcome our mommy, Dr. Austin, Director of Care Center and Diabetes Services by AKA of Mama Karia, so that Mommy will be our pleasure if you greet us. That's greet us. Thank you so much. Yeah. Now we joined to the. This was a first session where we was hearing from the youth who are taking action on. So allow me to take time off or take like a 5 minutes to exercise or to relax. We are hearing you, Mommy.
Thank you for organizing this webinar. I'm very happy that you are make it. Then for today, as we celebrate the World Environment Day, so I'm here as the career and employability officers in your university. As you said, I'm Mama Career, as your good name that you gave me, and I appreciate. Thank you everyone who has contributed to this, and very big congratulations to Crop Science Association for thinking on this day. So as I'm here, I'm also thanking to our colleague. I'm the one, guys, I didn't tell you before. I'm the one leading the World Women Leading Change in Rwanda. And I'm here, I'm invited our teammate and colleague, but we have the president and His Royal Highness Mama Debbie from South Africa is here, has joined, and representing other presidents, representing the country, various countries in Africa. Maybe if you allow me, I can invite her if she has something to say or to greet you for on these big days that you have celebrating. If you have time to give me, you allow me, I can invite Mama Debbie to greet the youth who is leading the change in Africa and in the world.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, I've joined. However, I just want to say congratulations to the people who have organized this important celebration of the World Environmental Day. And thank you very much, our President Alphonsine Mama Keria. I heard that they say that they call you Mama Keria. And everyone, distinguished guests who are in this group. And I've seen even some of our members from South Africa. I saw the president of South Africa, President Olivia, and I'm saying that environment is the most important resource that we should be able to look after. And I'm so excited because somebody have organized this important day. And congratulations to all of you. I'm really proud of you, my president of World Women Leading Change in Rwanda. And I'm appealing those who doesn't know World Women Leading Change, they must go to Mama Keria and ask what is this organization all about. Congratulations, everyone who is here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mama Debbie. My students, my guides, my kids, you are there to lead the future Africa, the future world. So you are all invited. Next time, we will be organizing another session to present for the whole Africa. I'm ready to invite them for this leading change. And you will have the seat so that you will be organizing for the whole Africa, not only for our university or in our country, but you are going to shout up even outside of our country. Thank you very much for organizing us. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Information. Please, all camera open, taken a picture. All camera open, taken a picture. Please, all camera open, taken a picture. Wonderful session from India, Sonu Kumar journalist. India, Patna, Bihar, environmental day is improvement. Thank you. Wonderful session, ma'am. Thank you. Good information and excellent information. Outstanding, ma'am. Wonderful. Thank you. Next webinar, please inform.
I don't know if my network is it issue or it is your network issue. I don't know. I'm not hearing you well.
Hello. Hello.
Okay, let's continue, guys. So, if David is in this room, you can just open your mic and tell us something to this day, as we are just celebrating World Government Day.
Okay. Thank you so much for organizing this amazing session. So I'm Theonest Daisy, the co-founder and the project manager of Rwanda Crop Science Student Association. So today, as we celebrate Environmental Day, with a theme that's focusing on land restoration, disaster resilience, and preventing desertification. So it's my pleasure to be with you all, celebrating together Environmental Day with our mentors and fellow youth who are passionate about creating the future where the both people, planet, and ecosystem thrive well. So today I want to say that we as youth, together with support and the guidance from our mentors, so we can shape our future that we want, and also by going in hand of Rwanda government and international collaboration, so we can just join our effort in building a future where there is no problem of desertification. So I think my colleagues have said, as agricultural student, so what we can do to prevent desert and to restore our land is that it promotes sustainable agricultural practices such as regenerative agriculture and conservation agriculture. Other things is to go at our homes to empower and support our
Ciao,
smallholders
tech.
farmers through the
Mic check.
knowledge transfer and agriculture extension services so that we can leave no one behind. So thank you. That's what I can say today. Let's continue enjoying the webinar. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, our project manager. So it is the time approaching to the second panel, but allow me firstly before. Okay, let's continue, guys. Let's continue, but I thank you all. I thank you all again to join us on this webinar. So, moderator of the second panel, just you can take this topic. Just I throw up to you, Aston. Just take it and continue to our second panel, where we are going to hear from the expert again. Expert. I think you are ready to hear from them, and I am ready to. Let's dive in. Moderator 2, you are welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for moderating our first panel. Those who come late, my name is Paul Hakuzimana. I'm going to moderate second panel, the expert in climate advocacy. I think everyone here on this webinar has enjoyed the first panel. So now I think everyone on this panel is around. So today we are with Cindy Kubgao Emmanuel, the Executive Director at We Do Green organization. We Do Green organization work to involve youth while leaving no one behind in the work toward the protection of environment, the adaptation and mitigation to climate change. So Cindy Kubgabo Emmanuel is one who is going to start this panel. In our going dialogue on environment sustainability and youth engagement, it is essential to ensure that we are all on the same page regarding two key concepts such as land restoration and drought resilience. This term compares with vital aspects of agricultural sustainability, yet nouns may not always be full understood. It is crucial to bridge knowledge gaps and foster sharing understanding among our audience. Furthermore, mobilizing young people for climate action presents its own set of challenge. From a path to systematic barrier, overcoming this obstacle require innovative approach and solution tailored to need and interest of today youth. By addressing these conditions in mind, Emmanuel, to develop these important topics. So, Emmanuel, when you say land restoration and drought resilience in agriculture, do people in this room understand what does it mean?
Thank you so much, moderator, and thank you, Crop Science Association, for having organized this very important celebration of World Environmental Day. So it is very important to, and very excited to see young people and to learn from their perspective, insights, and experience. I've been trying to read about today's celebration, and I found that according to the United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification, up to 40% of the planet's land is degraded. And I think that's a very, very big portion with regard that we all survive on land resources, especially for crop production and other different benefits for livelihood. And of course, this the number duration of droughts has increased by 29% since 2000. And that's a very big percentage compared to effects of droughts. And without urgent action, they say that droughts may affect over 3/4 of the world population by 2050. I think this simple narrative and context highlights the urgent need to combat land degradation, drought, and desertification. Maybe just to share about We Do Green. We are youth organization, as you mentioned. We do primarily focus on environmental protection, climate change adaptation, and mitigation. And we do primarily work with young people. We definitely have approaches around science-informed, youth-inclusive approaches in our programming. When we say science-informed, we need to approach these challenges by scientific perspective. If it's around degradation, I've been trying to check out the main causes of land degradation in Rwanda, as many speakers have actually mentioned. It is depending on high erosion, soil erosion, and declining soil fertility, which is a big challenge, as we have a very big portion. I think that's 69% of the population which depends on agriculture, and that agriculture is subsistence, it's not commercialized agriculture, and which is driven, of course, by unsustainable land use practices and deforestation and over cultivation. Yeah, I think there are so many issues, of course, within our boundary of control and some issues with outside of our control. For example, we have high soil erosion, which depends primarily on, of course, agricultural practices, but also on other different factors. For example, if we have a heavy poor rain, so we do not have a direct control or influence on a heavy poor rain, which maybe is resulting from the global climate crisis. You probably may have heard it of recently of the El Nino, the Indian Ocean effect, which has increased the temperature in the Indian Ocean, and of course, temperature results in water cycle increase in evaporation and evapotranspiration, which results in heavy poor rain, and that results in high soil erosion in Rwanda, because different parts of Rwanda, besides east and south, some part of south, the other part is hilly, it's very hilly and very steep. So it means we are very, very fragile to soil erosion, and of course, which heavily affect the agriculture and the crop production. And with regard to, I think this concept, the drought, the land degradation, and desertification, would say that we do not have specifically desertification in Rwanda, this case of desertification, but probably in some years to come, this may happen because you see in some very, very cascaded places, you see the trees cannot even survive. I think I have had that experience, especially in the Western province. You reach somewhere and you see trees cannot survive, which indicates there are some, of course, some challenges with land. You can imagine if trees cannot survive in a certain place, could other crops survive? I think that's a big challenge, and of course, which could lead to desertification as climate change and environmental degradation intensify in the future. But I don't. We think we have very high land degradation as a result of global climate crisis, of course, and maybe we need to assess this more specifically using our science, our academic knowledge, and our experience to assess what are the drivers, contextual drivers of land degradation. Because I do believe this is contextual in terms of, land properties in a certain place, but also the drivers, such as climate change. As you know, climate change, we do have sky which has no border, and some effects are cross-cutting globally, but some solutions also may be contextualized by using science-informed approach. We do also have the knowledge co-creation. I think communities, especially the local communities, in Rwanda we do not have indigenous communities, but also whenever the indigenous communities, they have lived in a certain place for 30 years or 50 years, and they are definitely closely associated to nature, so they know what is happening. So they probably might know some of the best contextual solutions. So, which means if we can probably co-create knowledge with these communities in our inclusive design approach of solution, we can be able to probably get some of the most viable solution in a certain place. I would also say about gender aspect, of course, which is very significant because women are more and more vulnerable to effects of land degradation as a result of the global climate crisis. And of course, in Rwanda, especially in rural areas, women and girls are closely associated to nature. So they do a lot of work around nature and natural resource management. But unfortunately, they do not own these resources. So, which actually intensify their level of vulnerability. So, in our kind of advocacy, we do try to factor in all these aspects of gender dimension of climate vulnerability, social dimension like being disabled, having raw means. These are factors which intensify vulnerability to land degradation as a result of global climate crisis, and of course, which fuels the poverty and extreme poverty of which we have at 16% in Rwanda. Of course, it's very high. And Yeah, I think in terms of solution, maybe contextual and local solution, we need to look at different aspects. And in terms of advocacy, we need resources to channel down to these communities. I'm not sure whether I have touched on a little bit on this concept, but yeah, I think we can keep on exchanging. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel, for this inspiration to our community. So in this panel, we are also with Kubgimana Concorde. Kubgimana is the founder and the executive director of the Safe Environment Initiative. Concorde's work focuses on to empower the next generation of environment champions by equipping them with the necessary skills. Mr. Kubgimana, are you listening me?
Yes, I'm listening you.
Yeah, in our ongoing dialogue on environmental sustainability and youth engagement, it is essential to ensure that we are all on the same page regarding to concept of such land restoration and drought resilience. But here I have the question for you. Concorde, what inspired you to start the Safe Environment Initiative and how it's involved since its inception?
Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. Thank you, the organizer of this webinar, Rwanda Crop Sciences Students Association, and thank you all attendees. Thank you for your good questions. You asked me why inspired me to start Safe Environment Initiative. Regard to today's theme, which focus on the land. First of all, we are on one planet. That's why we have to join our effort to restore our degraded land. By quick introduction, as our friends mentioned, Mr. Manuel, almost 60% of all species live in soil. It means I want to mention habitats. And according to what I read, dry lands cover 41% of Earth's land surfaces. And this dry land generated 44% of global crops, which support the life of more than 2 billions. And what I have seen, even a quarter of the world's forests lie on these dry lands. I have even saw that 12 million hectares of land capable of producing 20 million tons of grains are lost each year globally, which affects the global food security. And as he mentioned, 40% of world lands is degraded. So I have seen that we have to join our effort, no one behind, and we have to start just now because all of us will rely on the land. That's why I personally I want to join effort with my friends, youth who are new generation, so that we can join our effort to restore our land which are being degraded. That's why I started the Safe Environment Initiative. Thank you.
Wow, thank you for initiative. But here I have one more question. It's about innovative approach, or no, not yet innovative approach. But what role do you see for young people in shaping future environmental policy and practice?
Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. As we saw, your small action could count. We don't blame others. The small action we do can save our planet. If it's bad, if it's small action which is bad, can destroy it. So it is for us, we individually, to start thinking, what can I do to save our land? Because all of us rely on the land. We know we have to start from our families. Uh, all we live are our families, and our family, most of us, rely on agriculture. So even as those ones who are in education could think what should do other things which are not dependent on agriculture, like technology or like whatever, but to remove such mind which rely all of us on agriculture. Even if we rely on agriculture, we have to look innovative solution to increase productivity, but without harming our lands. So we have to bring new solution, new innovation, and new technology on agriculture practices. So we, as educated one, we have to start by educating our fellow youth who are not educated to effective way of using the land, the small land we use. I didn't mention the perspectives of Rwanda. I have read that here in Rwanda, we lost 27 million tons each year of our soil, which is equal to 1,350,000 trucks, and which costs 810 billion in Rwandan francs. So it is a big loss. We have to then our effort so that we can save our next generation. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Kubgimana. A small action we can do, it can save environment or it can save our world. So this panel is full of experts. So right now, let me take time to discuss some point with Nawaguna Tabo. Samari, are you hearing me?
Yes, I am. I'm hearing you.
Thank you. Tabo is from Uganda. Samari is the founder of the Pure Earth Organization and a member of both Trad Foundation and Climate Justice Africa. Her work center around championing systematic change to tackle plastic population and other things related to plastic that can harm our environment. So Tabu, I have some key points we can discuss. You know you are ready. Eh?
Yeah, Malay. Okay, thank you so much. First of all, I'm honored to be here. And then about the plastic pollution, we all know what plastic pollution is. Uh, in Uganda, actually not only in Uganda, but we are seeing this is global. Recently, when we were in for the plastic treaty in Canada, we tried to push about 75% of production of plastics. You get? So you realize that plastic pollution is not only affecting the land, agriculture, and not only affecting also us as the humans, not only affecting uh, water resources, not only affecting having an impact on vegetation, socioeconomic factors, synergistic effects, but a lot and a lot. So why I came up actually and I advocated for plastics, it was because of uh the seasons the seasons in agriculture sector. Basically my mom, yeah, she's a teacher by profession, but also does a bit of farming. But it was so sad, I'm sad when she bought land and it was full of plastics, polythene bags. So it pierced me because that time she didn't do anything. Uh, she didn't do anything relating to farming, and that season passed. So when we look at the impacts, because if you're telling me the relationship between plastic pollution and desertification, these two are actually environmental issues. So because it is wide, I'm going to break some of it. So we have impact on the soil health. You realize that there are so many microplastics in the soil. This is what I was trying to actually bring about. So you find that that when you farm, when you do anything related to that, you're going to find those microplastics, the polythenes, and these things absurd take some good time without decomposing. So you'll always find them there, and there is a way they disturb as you're farming, you know. So when we look at also on the water resources, the impact on it on the water resources, there is blockage of water flow. This is seen, visibly seen. If you found plastics in a plastics, let it be a bottle, let it be the polythenes, let it be paper bags, you find them actually when they have blocked the system, the drainage system. So you find that the water is actually waterlogged. In Uganda, we have a place where plastics are actually, let me not generalize that they're plastics, because some of them are actually they're done what, they are separated, like they separate degradable and non-degradable. But you find that this is where these plastic collectors, they just Pure Earth organization, we came up with also different innovative ideas, especially also in when we talk about the agriculture sector. We came up with irrigation schemes using the plastic bottles out of it, and then we also came up with making dustbins out of the plastic bottles. We also came up with making chairs, very many items. Now those are now how do we call, those are now innovative ideas that we have come up with. So if at all we go back into our communities and we spread this gospel of plastics are bad, and then you create different focus group discussions of people, and then you communicate with them, women, men, that if you bring this plastic bottle, it's going to create an impact. What are we going to do about this? If you bring this plastic bottle, you're going to find that we pay people. By the way, one thing about my organization is I don't usually post what I do, but at least if someone goes back to what I've done, someone will be like, which organization is doing this? Because I collected people and I told them, if you collect these bottles, do this. And I told them how to do it. We buy those items from them, and then we take them to the Ministry of Water, we take them to National Environmental Management Authority, we take them to different offices, and they use them, and they be like, who made this? It is Pure Earth organization, you get. So we find that we have different alternatives on innovations and everything that we have done. So if you look at also political engagement, we are not going to stay here because you're a rebel, you're a climate activist, you're a climate advocacy person, and you're not going to work with your government. My dear, you're not going, it's like rebelling, and then you say that you're not going to work with your mother and your father at home. You get? So you're going to find we have policy making movements like Fridays for Future, that is in Uganda, Africa. Yeah, the like students against ECOP. These people are doing some good work. I'm now seeing the Rwanda also doing some good work. Crop Sciences Students Association, these ideas, and then you come and then you create awareness. People will always buy your idea. By the way, your ideas, if you sell your idea, you get money out of your idea. But it's because as Africans, we are naive, we don't know how we can earn our money out of our ideas. These ideas, when you pull them out to table them, because I've been at least at UN, you table your information there, like you table your thing, and you've sold your idea, and they're going to pay you for your idea. The only thing that they will ask you for is your proposal, and everything will be good to go. So when we talk about climate education, you realize that we are growing. We are growing older every day. So what have you done for your future generation? You get, you have to start also doing this. It's not only going to end in universities, it's not only going to end in your offices, it's not only going to end where you are, but also go back and teach these young toddlers that throwing a plastic bottle is bad. Doing this making these polythene bags are not good, but you can do this out of the polythene bags. Do this and that and that. When you get, these children are going to rise up when they know how to preserve the environments. Ask yourself why our parents, our grandparents, our parents never used to have these issues. We would not be seated here. They would not be seated here actually discussing all this and the environment, how to preserve environment. Why? We never used to see, they never used to see their diseases like cancer in their eras. But why are we seeing cancer in our generation? Sorry. So you find that there is so much that we need to do about that. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Tabo, for your message. We need to go out there to our community and spread what we know about plastics instead of waiting some government to go there to implement it. Thank you for your message. Now it's a time to be with Bonita Tukwatanise. Are you here?
I'm around. Greetings, everyone.
Wow, thank you. Thank you, Bonita. Thank you. And you are welcome to
Yes.
this session. So,
Thank you very much. I might have missed some, but all is not lost, I'm pretty sure.
Bonita is a program coordinator at Treescape Planet Organization. Bonita is dedicated to environments with experience in promoting sustainability and agriculture and environmental restoration. Through her work at Treescape Planet Organization, she has led numerous initiatives focused on reforestation and land restoration. Oh, Bonita, here I have some questions for you.
Please go on.
And I know you are ready for that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, so as a program coordinator, how do you balance your some duties at Treescape Planet Organization with your own advocacy work?
Thank you very much. For starters, I'm called Kwatanise Bonita. Good evening, everyone, or good afternoon, whichever. I'm the program coordinator at Risky Planet Organization. It's my pleasure and honor to be here with you to celebrate the World Environment Day. With today's theme, land restoration, desertification, prevention, and drought resilience, it's a powerful call to action, which is emphasizing the urgent need to restore our ecosystems and build resilience against the environmental challenges we face. At Triscape, our mission is to promote environmental sustainability through innovative reforestation, land restoration, and community-based environmental education initiatives. At Triscape, we envision a world where all communities would be cautiously engaged into the restoration of our ecosystems. Like I was saying, as Triscape, our major focus is to tackle the current challenges in sustainable agriculture, and we do this through community-led initiatives and school approach model. So with Triscape, we deal with rural communities, especially the smallholder farmers, who face significantly the challenges in implementing these sustainable practices. You realize in rural communities there is lack of limited resources, infrastructure, the economic pressures and resilience, and reliance on traditional and sustainable practices that hinder their progress. So as Triscape, we have been addressing these challenges through innovative solutions and support of these communities. For starters, we've taken them through different trainings, community-led trainings. That is one strategy. And in this training, we emphasize effective soil conservation techniques like cover cropping, which prevents soil erosion and hence enhances fertility, contour farming, which reduces erosion on the slopes, especially we've been to Mbale. Mbale is one of the areas here in Uganda that is affected by landslides. Today on World Environment Day, just today, the Minister of Environment just mentioned that we've lost about 25,000 and plus people due to landslides. So it's a big deal. So we've been teaching people about that. And then we look at things like no-till farming, which maintains soil structure and health. Then also we managed to teach them about water management practices such as rainwater harvesting, irrigation, and then effective water use techniques like mulching and planting drought-resistant crops, and which are also essential for sustainable agriculture. Then also another area, treescape, that we are into. We've handled. We've made youth as catalysts for change in our areas of operation. You realize young people bring innovative ideas that are energetic and have a commitment to sustainability. So we've involved them in all our initiatives for long-term success. And most of the youth, you realize most of our pictures, most of our initiatives, they are the youths that are into the tree planting campaigns, creating the community gardens, through the trainings, the cleanups that we are doing, and all any other projects that we are doing as Treescape. And then another area that we have done, we have also built capacity and leadership for our youths and the entire communities that we are working with. As Treescape, we've empowered our youths through trainings and providing them with the necessary skills and opportunities through training programs and workshops to make sure we mentor them and create a network of youths that are well versed with with the future generation. So that is it basically. That's how we've engaged them. And then of course we've also encouraged more how can I put it, raising more awareness by engaging in these initiatives. And of course, it all begins with you. Just like our mantra, we say plant a tree, plant a life. Like we don't just stop at planting these trees, but we make sure these trees grow to become a life. So we believe with the youth and the young generation, we are grooming them to be the better future for tomorrow. Thank you.
Wow, that's good and very insightful. So, Bonita, if I call back to what Somari says, she tried to make us involve us in implementing some government project to our community. And so, if I come back to you, or here is a question or something you can address. So, can you share any inspiring example of a youth-led project that have successfully addressed land degradation and desertification?
Any project that I've worked on that has been to address that?
Yeah.
Yes. For starters, as Treescape, we handled a project that is called Greening Nakaseke just last year in November. That project, we saw ourselves planting about 3,000 trees, which was a huge milestone. That place, Nakaseke, is one of the areas, it's a cattle corridor zone. A cattle corridor, I mean, it receives less rainfall. They have the rising cases of deforestation, they have degraded land. So we saw this project. As me, the program coordinator, I spearheaded that project, which I'm proud of, and we managed to restore about 5 hectares of land, and we are hoping to do even more to make sure that the communities are more empowered. We trained the communities, we gave them the seedlings, we planted trees together. So project signifies that we are doing something great, and the communities are more empowered. We trained the communities, we gave them the seedlings, we planted trees together. So to me, that project signifies that we are doing something great, and there is still more that is needed to be done. Thank you.
My panelist, here is your question, and I'm sure that you are all going to have something you can add about what you already said before. But this question, everyone mic is open to answer this question. How can international cooperation and local initiative work together to address global environment issue? I call back my question. The question is, how can international cooperation and local initiative work together to address global environmental issue? Everyone from my panel, he or she allowed to answer this question, but everyone will participate to clarify or to add something in this question. So you are welcome all from my panelists.
Thank you so much, moderator. If I can go first, I think this question is really tough. How can international cooperation work with local initiatives to address environmental issues? I think building from the Sustainable Development Goals 17, which says partnerships for the goal, that opens up for partnerships in different levels. But I think from my understanding, we don't need to propose innovative business models, because people, we are very focused or oriented on short-term gains. If we can be able to develop business solutions which are viable, I think that's very, they build a very strong case for business and investment. Because I'm speaking from the perspective of grant architecture, because there were international donors who provide grants, and this kind of partnership has not been yielded enough. And even when we look at the grants amount which follows to Sub-Saharan Africa is very, very little. But we need to build a very strong, reliable business cases of which can attract international investment in the green and sustainable development portfolio. Thank you so much.
So thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you. So Kugimana Concord, what can you talk about this question?
Thank you, moderator. For me, what I can add is that this issue of environment is cross-cutting. Therefore, collaboration and partnership by empowering youth cannot be achieved in isolation. So it requires a collaboration and partnership between governments, NGOs, and private sectors. Not only that, even academia and the local community. And I think by working together, it will leverage collective expertise and resource for greater impact. That's how I think it could be.
Wow, that is a good insight. So, Bonita, what can you say about this question?
Thank you very much. Actually, I was typing in the chat, but regardless, me personally, I believe policy advocacy and support is one of the areas we can work together. You realize that effective environmental action requires supportive policies and regulations, international corporations, and local initiatives. We can work together to advocate for and vote policies that promote environmental sustainability. Corporations in touch, we shall leverage. You realize that international corporations leverage the influence to support local policy initiatives, hoping to create a regulatory environment that encourages sustainable practices. You realize now, like for starters, here in Uganda, actually we are just creating, how can I say, we are not creating, but we are trying to formulate or finalize with some of the policies, say some of the policies in climate change adaptation, some of the policies in carbon carbon markets kind of spaces. So, and we are copying this from these international corporations, that the fact that they come on ground, they're able to give us a forward play or to inform us that, you know what, some of the policies you're trying to implement or you're trying to strategize on ground, do them this way. So in my opinion, I believe policy advocacy and support for us to create better and policies that can fit our local markets is really very important. Thank you.
Wow, thank you too. So, Tabo, how can you explain this problem? How do you think it's a crucial in our career? Tabo, you can come with your suggestion or your opinion to this question.
Can you pardon it?
How can international cooperation and local initiatives work together to address global environmental issues?
Okay, first of all, we should learn, in order for us to develop, we have to begin with ourselves. If it is international organizations, and then the local people, it then begins with us. What have we done before these international organizations come in to help us, give us a helping hand in fighting for the cause of the environmental challenges? First, we have to do the capacity building, climate advocacy, what I told you about the climate education, the workshops, because no one is going to support something that they have not seen. You get? Because I can come up with my own concept, not my own proposal, research proposal, and I say this has to be done. But my work, how has my work been seen? What is seen for me, for so that my work can be invested in? So international organizations and local organizations to work closely, we have to look beyond our nose. We have to look beyond what we see. We have to look beyond what we can do. Because if I come up and I fight a climate injustice of maybe plastics are not only affecting Uganda, it's affecting actually the entire world. You get? So how am I going to involve the international organizations to do this? I have to take my idea into these international countries, and I tell them, we can do this, we can partner, we can do this. So when we do the partnerships, remember, most of these organizations want to find, is this person at par with the government? When you are a rebel of the government, yes, they might have they might, everything right now, people politicize them. So are you working, first of all, are you working with your government? Yes. People tend, I understood one thing. If you work with your government, you never get any issue, because you never get any problem unless you don't lay your boundaries to what you want to do. You get? My organization, one of my co-directors is a big person in the government, but this person tells you, fight. I'm not going to portray that it is me behind this. No, you who began this thing, because you have a deeper revelation out of this entire plastics thing. Everyone will come up and says, I'm fighting plastics, I'm recycling this, but they don't have a revelation. They are not led. That's why you see, someone needs to, before you come up and then you say that I want to fight climate injustices. No, you're going to fight climate injustices, but you are not at par. You don't have that revelation that I want it here, I don't want it there. You get? So you find that if you don't work with your government, a bit you've not registered your organization. Tell me how these people will help you, the international organizations. You get? So we have to work with the governments, but this is my organization. It is private sector, not a government entity that someone is going to say that, yeah, it is government aided, it is what. No, you have to put a boundary that if you're looking for a partnership, let it be a partnership between you and maybe the ministry. Full stop. We are going to do, and we're going to fight the cause, because at the end of it all, they have their policies, but their policies are not effective. So that's why we are coming up to fight them. As we are helping them fight them, we are going to see these international organizations that are already in place. The UNDP, it has the Sustainable Development Goal, which is actually fighting against zero plastics. So you find that they will come in because they're seeing you working with the Ministry of Environment, or they're seeing you working with another organization, maybe like Triscape. Maybe they're seeing you working with another organization, maybe Third Foundation, which is fighting for the same cause. So you find that we as we the locals, we have to come up with different strategies to set that and the same voice, because I realized one thing about climate activists in Uganda. They are not actually united. Most of them are actually not united. They're going to just come up and they're going to say, I fell out with him, we were fighting fossil fuels, and that person is going to begin his own movement for fossil fuels. But if we come up and then we are speaking the same voice, then I think we can come up and then we distribute ourselves in different climate injustices. Secondly, um, there is so much that is happening, that is going on. We have now early child gender equality. We are having so many, but we are forgetting that also the men are not included. I want to thank someone from Climate Inclusion Network, some guy here. He actually started up that inclusion of both men and women. Um, they speak about the different climate injustices, the different injustices they face, not only in topics of climate, but also other related matters that, like, they can bring up a topic and then they speak. They always have Twitter spaces. I always do attend their Twitter spaces. They have brilliant ideas. It's because it's not that okay, I'm advocating for women, I'm saying that I'm advocating for men, but I realize also men are actually affected somehow, somewhere. So if at all these international organizations also come in, because we are seeing an organization about FIDA, that one fights for women's rights. We also need to see some organizations coming up, emerging to fight for men's rights, because we are not, men cannot report anywhere. By all means, yes, we realize that yes, a man can impregnate a woman. Affected somehow, somewhere, emotionally, physically, psychologically, mentally. We are seeing people dying, depression. They are just actually committing suicide. So what are these what are we the locals? Because it has to begin with the locals before we involve the international organizations. If we are fighting the government, how are these international organizations going to come in to rescue us? You get, because now Pure Earth, now we are working with different organizations partnering in different projects, but especially plastics, we have how we enter in different projects. How are we, how, it's not that we are seeking for relevance. Actually, one thing I learned is we should never seek for relevance, that I want to be like Vanessa Nakate, she's a prominent climate activist. No, you make a name for yourself, but make a, Vanessa made her name, but what have you done to make a name for yourself? You get, through these other, you have to make sure that you're famous, you're common amongst different organizations. One day, one time, your name will come out and then be like, she's always here, she's planting trees, and you'll get an award for that. You get, you'll reach also and you become an international activist, an international advocate for climate, an international what. You can even come up with an innovative idea. We are seeing artificial intelligence. People are now coming up with different robots are actually now in agriculture sector. So we, before we involve the international organizations, we have to come up, us, what have we done? Can't we unite like the Rwanda's crop students association? Can't we come up and we unite as us, and then we go to the to our president, and then maybe we tell him this is what we want, you get, and we have united, we have registered this number of this, perhaps if we do this we can do that, you get, because these organizations also want organized people. It's not about working together, but what have we done, we as the locals? Yes, we have planted the trees, we have seen the one Africa is facing a lot of ups and downs, the weather conditions and everything. Imagine snow and winter. What have we done from the other side? What have we done also for those international organizations? That's why I'm saying if we are to create a solution, you have to create a solution for the world. You have to think for the world. Don't think for Rwanda, don't think for Uganda, don't think for Africa. Think for the world, because what is the problem that is facing you is the same problem that is going to face the other person. We have neglected the fact that we are planting trees. Those whites have trees, but they, when it reaches winter and snow, and then those different climatic changes, they even actually buy wood. Like, firewood is actually now at a higher peak. Like they sell it at $100, just like 3 to 4 logs. So you, as an activist, what are you going to do about it? We are cutting trees, we are doing this, they're having seasons, we are saying they have to plant trees, but what have we done? Which ultimate solution have we done? If anyone ever comes up with that ultimate solution, you'll be the richest person, because you're going to think for the entire Europe, the entire Asia. Now you're not only thinking about Uganda, whereby if it is raining, we can do this. You're thinking for the world. So as we are thinking for the world, we have to also think for our home. What have we done at the grassroots part of it? If we have done something, then that's when we can also involve the international organizations, and then we tell them this in a fight and this and this. Thank you.
Thank you, Tabo. So before we wrap up our session, let me thank our experts, our panelists. You do something better, and you encourage young readers who attend our session. I think everyone has got the message, has get something new, because this session was very, very fantastic. I thank Mr. Emmanuel for being with us. I thank Mr. Kubgimana Concord being with us. I thank Mistress Nawaguna Tabo Summary. I thank Mwenyendo Leonard. I thank Bonita Tukwatanise for being with us. Also, before we closing this session, let me welcoming Mr. Samuel Ndaisenga to have something to tell us. And after his speech, I think it will be the time to close our session. Mr. Samuel, you are welcome.
Hello to everyone. First of all, I'd like to pass my greetings. I joined late due to some issues, but it was really interesting according to the conversation going on and still. And first of all, I'm Samuel Ndaisenga. I'm the founder of this network with my fellow team of young people who have been organizing this World Day Environment webinar with the expert from East African region. And thank to everyone who contributed to these amazing conversations. And to this day, I can mention that it recalls the positive spotlighting of young people in management, in eradicating and combating specifically climate change. If we are saying restoration, we are saying fighting against desertification. As you see, the Africa is still becoming more a desert as well from north when you go down to south. So it is our continent as well. It is my country. It is a territory of our friend, maybe from west, east. So today it marks a very important point that different speakers have been noticing. And without taking like too much, I think everyone, people come from maybe South Africa, from Uganda, from Kenya. Even I saw someone text to me from from Korea, but she was not able to join us. But it is really interesting, and I wrap up to what one of the speakers mentioned about the cooperation. Let us unite together, as he said. The charity starts at home and grows up internationally. So I would like to thank you so much to this amazing space we have, and the conversation will be going on different social media platforms, personally, and to Rwanda Crop Science Student Association. And I can thank Olive. It was a nice to be with you. Yeah, so interesting, and I thank all speakers and moderators, first panelists, second panelists. They did amazing job, and we can't wait to celebrate more events regarding climate change, regarding agriculture, and anyone who wish to intervene in any situation or any webinar, he or she is very free to invite us. We are very available for our people and our planet. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Samuel. Thank you, Samuel. Before we wrap, so I want to give one more welcome to Oliva. Oliva, it's your time. You can say something to this audience.
Thank you, and hello from Cape Town, South Africa. And thank you for the opportunity to be part of Rwanda Youth today. I really enjoyed the session. Thank you very much.